Here is a scholarship opportunity at Yeungnam University. If you know this scholarship, it means somebody probably whispered it into your ears, because there is very little information about this scholarship at Yeungnam University. It is the Park Chung-hee School of Policy and Saemaul, commonly referred to as the PSPS. It is a scholarship that will enable you to do a master's degree at Yeungnam University, which is located in Gyeongsang, not very far from Daegu. Details about this scholarship coming up next. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Daddy Cliff channel. Today we will look at the Park Chung-hee School of Policy and Saemaul, commonly referred to as PSPS at Yeungnam University Scholarship. This is a scholarship that was instituted in honor of former President Park Chung-hee, who is considered to be a president who modernized South Korea, because he was able to take South Korea out of a country that was very much dependent in international trade to a country that is now a donor of international trade to other countries. The modern day modernization of South Korea is very much attributed to Park Chung-hee. Let's look at some important details about this scholarship. Now, if you go to the website, you would find general admission information, and you would find issues like eligibility, academic information, application documents, and other stuff. These are the documents that will be very important. Application guide, this one is in Korea, course information, and then apply here. If you click here, it will take you to the online application portal. And if you look at the online application portal, it says online application period 2 p.m. October 4th and 2 p.m. October 21st. So this is the application period. This scholarship has always been on every year. They always take students every year from the 4th to the 21st of October. The date hardly changes. But the issue is that there is hardly an update on the website. So many people do not even know when the application is ongoing. So if you go now and look at the application guide, you would find that the application guide still carries 2023. That means this is the application guide for those who applied last year and are already in South Korea as of March 2023 this year. We are in September. If you go back to this website, you would notice that by the 4th of October, it will change to 2024. Now, here are some important academic information about the Park Chung-hee Scholarship. These are the departments. The first one is Saemaul and International Development. The major is Saemaul and International Development. Saemaul is just a movement that was instituted by Park Chung-hee to make sure that farming was the backbone of South Korea's economic development, because after the Korean War, Korea was a poor country, and then they decided to embark first on agriculture, which means agriculture is partly the reason as to why South Korea is very modernized today. And these are the degree programs that you can choose from. So if you take Saemaul and International Development, you can end up with one of these degrees. During the application period, you can decide to choose among these four. And then the second one is Public Policy and Leadership. The degree will be Public Policy and Leadership, and here are the four different types of degree under that major. And then the last one is Sustainable Development, and it has Forestry and Environmental Policy. You would have to choose from these three degrees, beginning with a Master of Public Policy and ending with a Master of Science. Like I said, the online application will begin in October 2023. So when the online application will start, this document will change, and then you would find but spring 2024, which means you would be in Korea from the 1st of March 2024 to commence this program. And then you would have 4 semesters. You will be expected to graduate by August 2025 if you go to South Korea by March 1st, 2024. It is very important that you take note of those important information. Now, for eligibility number 2. For you to be eligible to apply, you must have a bachelor's degree, and that is a 4-year bachelor's degree. And then you should have a good physical and mental health condition. And then down here it says an applicant for the Department of Sustainable Development should have a bachelor's degree in agriculture or environmental science area. It is very important to know that when you are applying for those majors, you should have a degree in agriculture or environmental science. The admission procedure is supposed to be online. So once the application starts, you would have to click on this link and then apply. Once you are done with the online application, you're supposed to print out the documents and then submit them by email. It is very important. And then once you've submitted it by email, you should equally make sure you pay the application fee. From there, they would have to go through the screening process, and then decisions on admission and scholarship will take place, and then they will send the documents that you would need to apply for a visa, and then you will be in South Korea after that. Now let's look at the required documents. If you go down, here are the documents, application documents, but all of these documents, from application form, personal statement, statement of academic purpose, official agreement for academic record verification, are online. You can get them on this link here. Once you click on the apply here online, and then you input your username and password, because you're supposed to create one. If you click here how to use the online application, it will download this file, and then on the file it is written how to apply online. You would find the necessary documents for application. Normally you're supposed to create a username and password, and then you would have to agree to the terms. And then the first one is the application form. You would fill out this application form, and then this is the personal statement. You type it out and then save. There is a statement of academic purpose. You would have to write an essay about your goals and your purposes. Explain to them why you think this scholarship or the program will help you after graduation. And then there is an official agreement of academic record. This is to enable them to have the power to verify your documents and make sure that you have not provided any fake documents. And then from there you would go to the payment method. You would have to pay the online application fee. The online application fee is 100,000 Korean won, and that is about $100. It is very important that you pay the application fee to complete your application for this program. And then from there you would have to print out the documents and then send them to this email, pspsapply@yu.ac.kr. YU is Yeungnam University. And then there is an order for you to follow in organizing your documents. It is very important that you take into account that it begins with online application document, degree transcript, English test, results, recommendation letter, other additional document receipt. There are other documents that you would have to provide, like your bachelor's degree and then your transcript as well. You should also look at the grading system. And then there is also a recommendation letter. It says here, you may be requested to provide more than one from your previous or current professors or supervisors at your work. So for some departments, they might request that you provide more than one letter of recommendation. And then for English proficiency, if you do not have any of the standardized English test scores, they say here, if your country's official language or native language is English, submitting an official English test report is not compulsory. And then if you have completed an undergraduate degree in English, an official statement from the university is acceptable, which means you can get a document from your university indicating that studies were carried out in English, and that will be okay. You don't have to worry about that. And then you would have to provide a photocopy of your passport. This is to verify your nationality. It is very important that you provide it. And then you can provide any other documents. For example, if you have topic test, it's okay, provide it. Topic is test in Korean language proficiency to prove that you can speak some Korean language. And then the next thing is that it is very important for you to know that you would have to apostille your documents. They say here, successful candidates should submit their authenticated official graduate certificate and transcript certified by the Korean embassy or consulate before issuing of certificate of admission by Park Chung-hee. So it is very important for me to indicate here that normally you would provide the documents online through email, but then you would have to equally post the hard copy to the university address before they will be able to submit or issue you an admission letter and your scholarship letter. It is very important. And then if your country is a member of the Apostille Convention of Countries, which are 21 in number, the list is here. You can go ahead and make sure your country is among this list. You can provide an apostille of your documents. You don't have to authenticate. You don't have to go to the Korean embassy. You don't have to go through your Ministry of External Relations, your Ministry of Education, and then end up at the Korean embassy to authenticate your document. I repeat, for you to authenticate your documents at the Korean embassy, you have to first go to your Ministry of Education, your Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and then end up at the Korean embassy or consulate to equally get their stamp on your document to prove that your documents are not fake. If you don't want to go through that process and your country is among the apostille of Convention of Countries, the list is here. You can go to the office that is in charge of apostillation of documents and then get an apostille of your document. Like we said, the application fee is 100,000 won. And then now let's look at the scholarship benefits. Normally there is a tuition fee. These are the information about fee payment, but all of this money will be waived out if you get admission into the PSPS program. So in case you get admission into the PSPS, there is a scholarship called General Scholarship, and it will waive all your tuition fee for the 4 semesters, and then it will waive the admission fee, and then they will provide you with a monthly allowance of 1 million won, and that will be for a duration of 12 months. It is very important for me to indicate here that PSPS does not finance your studies from the beginning to the end, that is when you graduate. Their monthly allowance is for a duration of 1 year, and it will begin from March 2024 and then will end in February 2025, which means until you graduate in August, you would have to figure out how you will survive in South Korea. But do not let this discourage you, because South Korea is a relatively cheap country to live in, which means if you are able to save some money, you can keep some money that will enable you to continue your studies to the end. And you can actually equally request to do part-time jobs. It's okay, so do not worry. And then they say student must maintain a minimum GPA of at least 3. And also, it is very important to note that if you cannot maintain a GPA of at least 3, you might be forced to pay at least 30% of the tuition fee. Remember, this is a tuition fee. They will pay it. And then this is the admission fee. They will equally pay it. Now, once you've succeeded in getting this scholarship, this is the process for you to get a visa. They will provide you with all of these documents here. You don't need to prove that you have any financial ability. You do not need to provide any financial documents. They will provide you every document that you just have to go to the Korean embassy and get your visa. You'll get a D2 visa. It's written here. So guys, this is just one of the many scholarships that I usually say that there are many scholarships in South Korea. The only difference is based on the benefits. For example, this scholarship will only provide you a monthly allowance for a period of 1 year, and then you would have to figure out on how you have to survive until the end of your program. But do not worry, because like I always say, South Korea is equally a very cheap country to live in, though despite the fact that COVID came and things have become a bit expensive, but you will still be able to go through your program to the very end until you graduate if you are very determined. Do not let the fact that you will be provided monthly allowance for a period of just 1 year discourage you from taking an advantage to apply for this scholarship program. As you can see on the university website, this university just graduated some students last week, and you don't really have to worry. Take an opportunity, apply for this, go through the majors. If you feel like you are interested in any of the majors, apply and get yourself that education in South Korea. It is always a good thing to have an international degree from another country. That being said, guys, if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.